Hello, and welcome to CTR Cyber 5, 5 tips in 5 minutes to improve cybersecurity internal controls. I'm your host, Jenny Hederman, Risk Counsel with the Office of the Comptroller. Our guest today, I'm very happy to have, is Peter Murphy, the Assistant Comptroller and Chief Information Officer of the Office of the Comptroller. Peter has over 20 years experience in the public sector. With the Comptroller's Office, he's responsible for high-level IT strategy, streamlining business processes, identifying areas of cyber risk, and implementing risk strategy applications to mitigate those risks. He's also responsible for directing all IT operations for the Office of the Comptroller, and also assisting with enterprise security for our enterprise accounting and payroll systems for over 151 external state agencies. So a huge responsibility. And we're really happy to talk today about the potential cybersecurity risks and collaborative communication that Peter is really good at doing with our office and with other state agencies. So we'll jump right in to 5 tips to prepare and manage a cyber incident. Thank you, Peter. Cyber tip number 1.
Thanks, Jenny. So when Jenny first approached me, I thought, this is great because these are some tips I can give the folks, whether it's dealing with a cyber incident or coaching youth baseball. These are the 5 things I always do. And the first thing is communication. Communication is so important and so key to getting information out there to folks. And I think of communication, not only of talking, but to listening. And an example I have is, there's a coworker I have that always has a computer problem and the world's coming to an end. And you just can't blow that person off, so to speak. You have to listen to exactly what the problem is and work with that person to deal with that issue. And you got to build that communication up. So and also when you're communicating, you got to be clear, you got to be calm, and you got to be confident. Okay, Jenny, next example. The next example is keep it simple. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And that's Albert Einstein said that. And I've coached youth baseball and I had some success. And it's not because I've been great at it. It's because the other coaches made the game more complicated for the players. Baseball is about throwing the ball, catching the ball, and hitting the ball. And that's what I focus on. I don't focus on anything else. I just keep it simple for the kids. And we've had some success doing it that way. Next tip, Jenny. Interactions. This is important as well. In our new world of remote workforce, it's so important to interact with people and to communicate with people. And also to keep it simple. In your interactions, what I like to do when I interact with folks is just not talk about work, but talk about what's going on with them. I've learned so much and gained so much knowledge and had a really great experience talking to my coworkers about what's going on in their lives and where they came from. And when you do that, what that does, Jenny, it builds to the next tip. Do you want to jump over to the next one? Which is trust. When you do all these things, communicate, keep it simple in your interactions, what you're doing is you're building trust with folks. And my job is so much easier because I have so much trust in the folks that I work with. When we first hit COVID, I remember I had to sit in a room with the brand new comptroller and the treasurer and say, I will make sure for 2 weeks, Mars will run successfully. No problem. And I said it with all the confidence in the world. And it's because I had so much trust in the folks that I worked with. So I just want to give a big shout out to all of my coworkers out there, because it's through communicating. It's through keeping it simple. It's through those interactions that we built the trust up. And so, Jenny, you want to go to the next slide? And with all those things that you build upon, what does that bring? It brings confidence. And what confidence really is confidence is not being able to do everything. Confidence is sitting in front of a room of 100 people and being okay to be wrong, and then listening to the folks to say why you're wrong. And I've done that many times. I've made many mistakes, but I'm confident enough to listen to the folks and find out where I made those mistakes and just work from there. And that confidence is so important because it just builds up on everything that I talked about the trust, about the interactions, about keeping it simple, and about communication that is so important to success, whether it's in the cyber world, dealing with a cyber incident, or coaching youth baseball. And the other important thing I like to talk about is you just don't do this overnight. It's when we first went into COVID, I had a crawl, walk, run approach to things. And it's all that stuff about gaining the people's confidence, that you take it slow and you build that trust, you build that confidence, and you build that communication. Now, Jenny, I'm going to close with this, that my father had a health issue and he had some problem with his doctor. And so I talked to him about it. I said, I think I can tell you what happened, Dad. I bet your communication broke down. He said, yes, it did. I bet you things got complicated. Yes, it did. I bet your interactions with your doctor weren't that well. He goes, yes, you're absolutely right. I bet trust was lost because he really had a good relationship with the doctor, but through this issue, he lost trust and confidence was lost. And I think if you look at most of your projects or most of your incidents, you can, when things fail, it's because communication, things got complicated, interaction stopped, trust was lost, and confidence was lost. So these are the 5 things I like to do to manage cyber incidents and to manage my life in the office as well. So I hope that was okay, Jenny.
Oh, that was perfect. Thank you so much, Peter Murphy.
And Jenny, thank you for doing these. These are very helpful, and I really like watching these things. So thanks very much.
Oh, that's great. And you've been a great partner in teaching me about communication. And that's one reason why we're trying to get this information out to other folks so they can benefit from your experience. For more information on cybersecurity internal controls and CTR Cyber 5, check out our cyber page at macomptroller.org. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.